You might remember Fulcrum 3, my personal lightsaber.
And this is Fulcrum 3.
Fulcrum 3. Well, some things have changed. You probably remember the copper colored emitter with some detail and some weathering, the copper machine button. It's pretty much same kind of look, but you may have remembered a green bar graph. Well, it's red now. Those are miniature SMD LEDs. There's also an amber low battery LED in there. But the major change that's taken this this refit so long is what is unlocked by this little button. But before I do, I'm going to change fonts.
Sound bank selection. Hero. Row. Crystal chamber. Crystal disengaged.
Crystal disengaged. Whatever could that mean? Well, if I press this little button here, it pushes in a spring and ball bearing latch that allows me to open up the saber. And when I do, lo and behold, inside the saber is a chassis that has a Tibetan quartz point. It's illuminated blue, and a crystal focus saber core version 4.3. I used the smallest gauge wiring I could find in wiring harness in order to run the wires through this brass fitting that looks like the insides of a lightsaber into these Molex KK connectors that I've machined into the Delrin that serves as a socket that mates with the inside of the lightsaber perfectly. It can only go in one way. There's a rod. Make sure I can't screw it up and blow something. Really wanted to take my time to get the wiring clean. Those are two 18650 lithium-ion cells, so the thing will run forever. And of course, you can see the little rumble motor there. It makes the whole thing vibrate. I wanted a font that kind of was for crystals on display, so you notice there's a really faint hum. There really isn't much else at the font because there's no auxiliary button. If you do shake it, activate a swing, there's a bit of a mystical wind chime kind of thing going on. Just wanted, you know, kind of this magical, imagine yourself on Ilum picking a crystal for your own lightsaber. That's kind of what I was going for. So this whole thing actually came about, I've been thinking about it for a long time, but my problem with Fulcrum was that I use a sliding switch, which is a normally closed switch. So as soon as it opens, it turns the saber on. Well, pulling this thing out opens the circuit, and so that would instantly activate the saber, and I didn't want to kick into a sound font, so I had to make a new sound font that's for a crystal on display. And so I've designed this in such a way that the whole thing just can easily slide right back in there. Take the time to keep the wires out of trouble. Don't want anything bunching up. It lines up nice and perfect.
Crystal engaged.
Ready to go. Of course, before I fire it up, I want to switch to a different sound font.
Sound bank selection. Crystal chamber.
Being that I live in Edmonton, the menu background's got kind of a Hoth feel to it.
Audio file. Art. Hero. Spin.
Let's try that one. And she's back. Better than ever. Thanks for looking.